Hello, my name's Duncan and welcome to Back Away from Donkey and Bath Books. And today I've got a haul for you. Yes, I've given into peer pressure and I've used the word haul as much as I despise it. So, yeah, this is all for the month of May, which is gone May. Don't normally do this many, but it just happened I picked up quite a few books this month and I thought I'd show them to you. Probably won't do much for the next few months, so there probably won't be anything like this for a while, because I don't normally get this many at once. So I'm going to jump in and start off with the first 3 books. You'll notice a trend in these. I actually 4 books I picked up from our local charity shop, actually from our Red Cross. I would say most of this is science fiction, and I will show you that I have issues. I have big issues. Anyway, the first one I picked up was Hanif Kureishi, The Buddha of Suburbia. And I remember this when it was ended up being I think it was BBC television series in the 80s. I know very little about it, but it was incredibly, 10 pence, so I picked it up because I thought, a book I will probably read at some point. And then the next one is, okay, this is where you see my start of my problems, is a copy of a 90s version of Foundation. Well, I've got about 3 versions of Foundation, including my original 1980s paperback versions, which I really like. But this is just, picked this up and it was like really cheap and I thought it's good for a reading version. Not particularly overly keen on that cover. Don't know who did it, but hey, it's Foundation, it's Asimov. Now, these next 2 were a bit of a surprise. I was out with my wife last week and she was trundling around and there's a charity shop. She can't get into it because she's in a wheelchair, so I just said, oh, could I pop in there? And I popped in there, and on the shelf I saw that from the side, and immediately I just grabbed them because I'm a huge fan of Farscape. And these are the illustrated companions of season 1 and season 2. And for those to be in the wild up where I live is quite amazing. And these are great because they've got production notes on all the episodes. You'll find some great sort of production art there. There's a bit there of Scorpius. I love Farscape. Farscape's a fantastic series. If you've never seen it, you should go and watch it because it was so different at the time. Late 80s, early 90s. And then we got one from season 2 as well. And somebody obviously was a fan and they just decided to give these up. And then you've got all the productions and some great pictures of some of the aliens and creatures and stuff. And I'm really quite excited about this because I love stuff like this. And there's a picture in here earlier I saw. Can I find it? Probably not. Nope, I can't. You don't want to see me looking through a book. So yes, so those 4 I picked up from a local charity shop. The rest of these I bought online. And then you will see part of my problems. I started off with a Philip K. Dick book, A Maze of Death, which is a Philip K. Dick I've not read, which surprisingly. And this is an old panel on pre-barcode. And I love the cover. Did it say who did the cover on the back? No. But the synopsis of this is 14 people arrive on a strange planet of Del Marco, each hoping to make a new start in life. But there are more endings than beginnings when murder claims one victim after another. In a bizarre situation, mounting suspense is matched only by growing surrealism. Yes, it's Philip K. Dick, so it's going to be surreal. So yes, I did that one from an online place, by books. And then I picked up The Currents of Space, which is an Asimov I haven't got, and I must admit it was the Chris Foss cover that got me on this one. So I picked that one up. I can tell you a little bit of a wee story. In the back end of the 90s, there was a donkey event known as the Great Book Purge of the late 90s. God rest their souls. basically I was moving around for work so much that I got rid of loads of books, which is really stupid because I could have left them at my parents' house and they would have looked after them, but I did. I got rid of lots and lots of books. So slowly over time I've been replacing some with the similar covers to what I originally had because I'm that pedantic, and also because I want to reread them because I love to reread books. So there's a few books here that will come under that, The Great Purge rebuy, which over the past few years I've just been slowly picking bits up. First one is Anthology, which is Piers Anthony. I know a lot of people don't like him, but this is a book of his short stories, and his short stories are really quite interesting. So I'm looking forward to rereading this soon. I said he can be rather sexist at points, but his ideas and that, and I've said I'd really quite enjoy some Piers Anthony stuff. So yeah, so that's a book of his short stories. I think that might be the only one he did. And then I will show. Okay, I spent a lot of money on this book. I spent more money than any sensible person should spend on a book. Gene Wolfe, one of my favourite all-time authors. I've got several versions of the Book of the New Sun behind me. I've got the Masterworks versions and things like this. I originally had all, because I bought it when it was released in early 80s. And I originally had all the Bruce Pennington cover books, and I've been slowly getting them. I've got I think I've got 3 of them. The first one, The Shadow of the Torturer, has been incredibly hard to get. So I paid a silly amount of money online to pick up the Bruce Pennington cover of The Shadow of the Torturer. It's slightly sun-faded, but it's still, these go for silly money. So I picked up with the beautiful Pennington cover, and I paid more than I've paid for a paperback book for a long time. I paid 20 Scottish pounds for this, and that is stupid money for a book I already own, just because it's got this gorgeous Bruce Pennington cover on. It's slightly faded on this copy, but trying to find a version of, find the rest of them in the series with the Pennington covers isn't so hard, but to find the first one it is, and I've been looking for it for ages, and I saw it, and I was stupid, and I bought it. So yes, so just gauge yourself in my stupidity. Okay, and then we go on to another issue I have. Actually, no, we'll start on with something else first. I also picked up, because this was going cheap, is Prince Caspian, C.S. Lewis. The second, well, no, it'd be the third in the order of books he wrote, not in the chronological order. These are the old Puffin versions, and I've got The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe back there in the same format, because I love the artwork. Because the only complete chronicles I've got is a weird film tie-in to when they released the films a few back. And this artwork is done by, I'm trying to think of her name, Pauline Baynes, who did this artwork. She also did, if you see the Lord of the Rings releases from the late 70s, the ones that everybody seems to have, she did those. She did a bit of Lord of the Rings and Narnia, but her artwork is gorgeous. And that's why I got those. So I've got 2 of those so far. And next we come to an issue of mine. Philip K. Dick, as you know, I've got a thing about Philip K. Dick, and I'm a huge, huge fan. I've got here The Man in the High Castle, which I am going to reread soon, and hopefully do a video with Al when Al reads it from Big Al Does BookTube. So I saw this beautiful, I've got, I think, 3 versions on my shelves already. So I saw this Penguin version from the mid-80s because I love the cover. And this, as I said, looks like it's not even hardly been read. What year was this version published? Um, 85? Yeah, but I do like the cover. I really, really like the cover. It's got the illustrator on there. Fred Gambino, who I do not know as an artist. I like that. So yes, I have a problem. But then my problem gets worse. I've got another copy of The Man in the High Castle. This, weirdly, this was going really, really cheap, is the tie-in to the Amazon TV series. And people go, oh, tie-in covers. But I really like this cover. So it was going really cheap. I'm sorry. So yes, another version of The Man in High Castle. I might have to do a video just on versions of The Man in the High Castle I own, which would be very silly. Then I've got another final two. This next one is to do with the, yet again, the great book purge of the 1990s. I picked up the original paperback version of Fahrenheit 451 I owned because I wanted the same cover as I used to have. I've not read it for quite a few years, and I'm looking at rereading it again soon because I'm getting back into some Bradbury, and that is that cover there. And that was the original cover I had, and I just picked that up nice and cheaply. And then the final book is I'm going to read it along with Al from Big Al Does BookTube, and probably do some videos on it when he's ready. And this is one of those books that I've always known existed, and I don't know anything about it, and I've just never got around to looking at it or reading it. And that is the Strugatsky Brothers Roadside Picnic. And I know very little about this book, bar the fact it's post-apocalyptic. This, I was trying to get hold of a sort of 70s paperback version of it with better cover, but they are going for lots of money for some reason, and they're quite rare on the ground. So I just picked up the Masterworks version, which is the same one that Al's got. And this is actually a different translation. This is a newer translation than the older version. So I'm really excited to be getting on to reading that. And I don't know when we're going to start it, but that should be good. So yes, that is all my pickups for. That's May. There's a couple of comics, but nothing drastic that I've done. And that'll probably be it for over the summer, I reckon. There might be a few little bits. Because I'm going to have a little, so I'm just going over there. Got my shelves there. I'm having a bit of sort out here, so I may be getting rid of a few books as well, which I may or may not do a video about that. So you've got to make some space, haven't we? But anyway, thanks for watching, and be interested in people's thoughts on these books, and if you've read them or not read them. But I will speak to you all very, very soon.